was going to say, I want to go back to you because there's corruption. That is the branch stacking stuff in New South Wales. There's the taxpayer funding of people who do the branch stacking for you in Victoria. And then there's just the outright hiding in plain sight that's happening tonight in Queensland. But of course, much of the Queensland media, they look the other way, shiny object, not interested, mate, rings mate, and it all sort of goes away. But today they've changed the rules for the state election where a party candidate can spend only up to $50,000 per seat, an independent candidate up to $87,000, an additional party, the party then can drop at $92,000 on top, and then a union can drop $87,000 on top. As I said before, there are 20 different unions in Queensland who can spend in any one seat $87,000 each, which means unions could spend $1.7 million to get what they want in one seat in the Queensland state election. But a political party, be it the LNP, the Greens, One Nation or Clive Palmer, $149,000. And these people had the hide today to say that the upcoming election will be a contest of ideas, Matt, not about the power of the purse. They've rigged the money for the next election.
It is indefensible, Paul. It's only can be described as an attempt at a giant gerrymander rort there in Queensland, and it's the second time in a row that this has happened. Before the last election, the then Queensland government rushed through legislation to reimpose compulsory preferential voting on the Queensland public. They did so blatantly to bias the election towards themselves because they relied heavily on Green preferences to be re-elected. And now we see a similar attempt to distort the democratic decision-making of Queenslanders through this rush legislation. As you made clear in your editorial, there's no upper house in Queensland.
That's it.
So the electoral laws that are being mucked around with here are being done so without any checks and balances, without any oversight by an elected government that has a conflict of interest to obviously wanting to get re-elected. What we need here, Paul, is for the Queensland people to reject this. Unfortunately, the Labor Party tricks worked last time, but the Queensland people now have to stand up and say enough's enough. This kind of rubbish cannot be rewarded, and this alone almost is enough reason to kick the Queensland Labor Party out because they are trying to corrupt the democratic system of Queensland.
Well, literally, at the same time as the government will not take down the borders that are screwing private business, they've done a deal to find a way to make sure that they can multiple times outspend. Now, of course, the Queensland media, largely they fell for the pill, which was, it's all about stopping Clive Palmer. Come on, guys, follow the damn detail. And I've got to say, while it was good to talk to the Shadow Attorney General, the ALP was hardly exploding about this week. This is a terrible stacking of the deck. It is truly offensive.